Hello, welcome to this new video. My name is Martina Vincenzi and I am the founder of the VIP Flight Attendant Academy Private Jet Coach. On today's video, I would like to highlight the main difference between private jets and what does it mean to fly on a single flight attendant operation or in a multi-crew environment. So let's start from the very beginning. Private jets do fall into a classification, and this classification is worldwide known and is the same for each and every country. The classification basically differentiates them into classes according to the size of the jet and the weight. Okay, so the bigger they are, and they fall into a certain category. The lighter they are, they fall into another category. Today I'm gonna talk about big jets, so for example Airbus or Boeing, used as a private jet, and the smaller ones. When I say the smaller ones, I'm not saying that in a disparaging way, okay? Technically, the jet is smaller in size and lighter in weight. However, some of those small jets are actually as luxury as an Airbus or a Boeing, and also as prestigious as them. Okay, so let's start from the very beginning. So we have the majority of the airliners, so the big jets, are Boeing and Airbus. Not only, but mainly Boeing and Airbus. They are often bought as a second hand, and then they go into a refurbishment, interior and exterior refurbishment, to make them look like a private jet. However, some of them, not impossible but quite rare, do let's say they come out of the manufacturer as an Airbus or a Boeing private jet by birth. So some of them, they are actually produced directly as a private jet, okay? So when they are private jets, we actually call them BBJ, Boeing Business Jet, or ACJ, Airbus Corporate Jet. And when we mention BBJ or ACJ, we know that we are talking about a big Airbus or a big Boeing used as a private jet. All the other jets, they can be, for example, Gulfstreams, Falcon, Embraer, Bombardier. They can be, you know, different type of jets, as luxurious as the BBJ or the ACJ, as prestigious as those. However, they are smaller in size and lighter in weight, in tonnage. Okay, so when you fly on one of those, Gulfstream, Boeing, Falcon, Embraer, or Bombardier, just to name a few, you are actually flying as a single flight attendant operation. That means that the crew is composed by 3 crew members, 2 pilots and 1 flight attendant. Eventually, you can have a third pilot if you are about to fly for an ultra-long flight, so you need to have a reinforced cockpit crew, and therefore there will be a third pilot sitting in the cockpit so that the pilots can actually take a controlled rest on a rotational basis. Even more rarely, however not impossible, you may have a second flight attendant when the flight is particularly overcrowded, and therefore you need to have, or you ask to have, a second flight attendant in the cabin just to help you out with the service tasks. Okay, so normally is composed by 3 crew members. However, there could be additional crew members according to the situation. On a BBJ or on an ACJ, the crew is always composed by at least 4 people, so 2 pilots and 2 flight attendants. However, in the cabin, they can even go up to 5 crew members, okay? In this case, we are talking about multi-crew, and the crew members have a specific, let's say, checklist, each one of them. So if you have 2 crew members, this is, I would say, is pretty much the standard. 2/3 is pretty much the standard number on a BBJ or on an ACJ. One of them stays in the galley and act as a galley responsible, okay? And the other one stays in the cabin to deal with the customer, collect the drink order, collect the food order, and perform the silver service. So one always in the galley and the other one in the cabin. When the meal is over, the two of them, they actually go out in the cabin to clear the cabin, so to collect all the dishes and glasses, and eventually, if required, to convert the cabin into night configuration. You know, normally when the customers have eaten a meal and then they want to go to sleep because it's, let's say they just had dinner and now they want to go to sleep, the operation of transforming the cabin into night configuration should be quite quick because they want to go to sleep now. So it's something that it shouldn't take a long time to do. So therefore, you know, the two of them going in the cabin, clear the cabin, and then assembling the beds, it's definitely reducing this bed preparation time, and therefore is very much appreciated. In some of the BBJ or ACJ, you may have two galleys, one in the front and one in the back. So there will be one person in the front, one person in the back, and the third flight attendant in the cabin. Normally, one galley is dedicated to the food, one galley is dedicated to the drinks, and the flight attendant in the cabin, he or she will refer to the back galley for the drinks and to the front galley for the food. Again, when the meal is over, the three of them will go in the cabin and clear up the cabin quickly, okay? So you have your own tasks, you have to deal with your own flow chart, your checklist of actions that you need to take to perform the service. However, one of the flight attendant is still acting as a team leader, which is not yet quite a purser, or a cabin supervisor like you have in the airline, but still it's like it's the team leader, so it's the one organizing the workload, organizing the catering, the menu, and so on and so forth. It's very much you know, a teamwork. So you actually go for catering all together, you know, you deal with problems all together, and it's a very nice environment because you have people to you know, to speak with, and that can actually help you out if you have any problems. You can compare your experience and you can get like an immediate brainstorming from another team member if you are in troubles or if you are unsure about something. Now, in Europe and in America, BBJs and ACJ are not really that present, okay? There are some of them, but the majority of the jets are operated as a single flight attendant operations. The BBJ and ACJs are more typical of the Middle East or Africa. So if you wanted to land a job into business aviation in Europe or in America, it's actually quite nice if you can prove that you had single flight attendant operations. And this is also, I would say, the biggest challenge when you are transferring your career from commercial to private. So to be all of a sudden just by yourself, it can be scary, but believe me, it's amazing. It's the best experience ever. You are on top of everything. You have, of course, the responsibility of everything, but you also have all the rewards for yourself, okay? When the customers are complimenting you for the service or for the way they felt during the flight, they are complimented to you only. When they are taking pictures of your food plating or the cabin setup that you made, the compliments are for you. So it's, you know, it comes, of course, with goods and bads like everything else in life, but it's very, very much rewarding and is, let's say, less scary than it seems, okay? As you can probably understand, this is my favorite type of operations because they are, in fact, I like them because they are more challenging. So they push me out of my comfort zone. They push me to be more creative, to be more attentive, to organize myself better, to prioritize better, to be able to foresee things before they actually happen, and to take care of my customer in a superb and top-notch level. So you tell me what you think. You tell me if you have had an experience on a BBJ or on an SCJ, and as well as an experience on a single flight attendant operations jet. And you tell me what is your favorite and why did you like it. As always, if you want to know something about business aviation, flight attendant life, corporate aviation, industry, please feel free to reach out to me. I think that's all for today. So ciao for now, and I send you baci baci.